Lesson 710, Solving Multi-Step Fraction Number Stories. In this lesson, I want you to solve and compare number stories involving fractions and units of time. I want you to share fraction comparison strategies. And I want you to be able to solve multi-step number stories involving fractions and, again, units of time. But first, let's look at our mental math and fluency. Adding mixed number. 2 1/3 plus 2 1/3. I would add the whole numbers first. 2 plus 2 is 4. And my denominator stays the same, so 1 plus 1 is 2, so 2/3. My answer is 4 2/3. Again, I add my whole numbers first. 2 plus 3 is 5. 1/5 plus 2/5 equals 3/5. My answer is 5 3/5. And finally, 3 plus 3 is 6. And 1 plus 4 is 5. So 6 and 5, 6. Remember, we never want to add our denominators together. We want to find a common denominator and then leave it the same. Math Journal, page 256. Please turn to Math Journal, page 256 this time. Read this silently to yourself as I read it out loud. It says, the table below shows approximately how long it takes in hours to burn 100 calories while doing a variety of activities. What's the fastest way to burn 100 calories? And how long would it take in minutes to burn 100 calories doing this activity in seconds? So, time in hours. So, a half an hour. You might want to write down that converted. So 1/2 in 60 minutes, half an hour would be 30 minutes. And again, 11/12 of an hour. Well, if it's 60 minutes, if I went to the number 11 and multiplied by the 5 minutes, this would be 55 minutes. 1/6 of an hour. Well, that means every 2 numbers out of 12 would be in minutes, so that would be 10 minutes. 3/10 of an hour. This is going to start getting a little bit trickier. As you notice, 12s, well, there's 12 numbers in an hour, so again, I can go to 35 minutes. And 1/10. Excuse me. Sorry, had an interruption. So since this is tenths, I'm going to want to change that to 60ths because that's how many minutes are in an hour. How did 10 become 60? Times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. So this one equals 18 minutes. Again, I'm going to want to take this times 60. 5 times what is 60? Times 12. So 1 times 12 is 12. We already converted it and said it's times 12, but this time I got to multiply 12 times 2, so 2/5 would be 24 minutes. Again, 10 to 60, well, 10 times 6 is 60, so 1 times 6 is 6. 1/4, how does that become 60? Well, times 15, so 1 times 15 is 15. Again, 6 times 10 is 60, so 5 times 10 is 50. And if I look at this last one, I notice, these last ones, it's an hour and 2/3. Well, an hour for sure would be 60 minutes. Then 3 times 20 is 60, so 2 times 20 is 40. So this one would equal 60 plus 40, which is 100 minutes. Again, an hour would be 60 minutes. A half hour would be 30 minutes. So 60 plus 30 is 90. 1/3 of an hour means that every 20 minutes, because 3 times what is 60 times 20, so 1 times 20 is 20. And again, 3 times 20 is 60, so 2 times 20 is 40. Now that I've converted that to minutes, it's going to be a lot easier to answer the questions that follow. So what's the fastest way to burn 100 calories? Again, running stairs. How long would it take in minutes to burn 100 calories doing this activity? Well, if I go down to running stairs, 1/10 of an hour. Again, if I change that to minutes, I'd be multiplying to figure out how many out of 60 it is. 10 times 6, so 1 times 6 is 6. 6 minutes, and in seconds, I just said 6 times 60 is 360. Again, if you need the information that was on the previous page, I want you to rewind the recording and go to it. Otherwise, I would like you to finish the problems on the bottom of page 256, where it asks you if Jenna burned about 300 calories playing kickball, how many hours did she play? Did Jenna play for more or less than 25 minutes? And explain how you know. Number 2 says Katie went for a walk and burned 400 calories. She came home and burned 200 more calories washing dishes. What is the total number of hours Katie spent walking and washing dishes? So you need 2 different numbers there in hours. And again, explain how you found your hours. Your answer. This is page 256. 256 and 257 are assessment check-ins. So when you complete them, please bring them up to me and I will check it off. Pause the recording now and do those 2 pages. After I've checked Math Journal pages 256 and 257, I want you to do Math Journal page 255. The math boxes read, complete the name collection box. So again, how can you get 4/5? Write the different ways here. Use a protractor to measure the angle. Remember, if the line's here, you're measuring within. What was the degree of the angle? And is it acute or obtuse? Number 3, use a straight edge and draw the other half of the symmetric shape. Make sure you pull out a straight edge. Find the perimeter of this square, 1/10 of an inch. Write an equivalent fraction, decimal, or whole number for what's given. So for 40 hundredths, you're writing the fraction over here, etc. Number 6 says 5 boys went out to gather leaves, each with the same size bag. Each boy filled 2/3 of his bag with leaves. How many bags of leaves in all did the 5 boys collect? In all. Your number model with the answer. Pause the recording now, finish Math Journal page 255, go up to the answer key and check it, and then bring it back to me so I can see that you did check it. The last assignment for lesson 710 is Math Masters page 284. Read this silently to yourself as I read it out loud. It says, use the information in the table below to solve the number stories. During Macy's School's 2-week challenge, each student who meets a goal wins a prize. Walking 6 miles, bike riding 6 miles, swimming 1 mile, running 4 miles. Tony will run half a mile after school each day. Will he win a prize? The distance he'll run in 1 week is this total in miles. In 2 weeks, this total. Please show your work down here on the lines. Number 2, 3 times a week Tina walks 3/10 of a mile from the school to the library. Figure that answer out. She studies for an hour and then walks 4/10 of a mile home. How much more will she need to walk to win a prize? Again, figure your math here on the line so that I can see how you figured it out. And the final thing you're going to do are the division problems down here, 3 through 6. When you finish this page, bring it up to me and I will check it, and you are done with lesson 710.